Well, the debate of AI in technology in the classroom, many schools have banned programs such as ChatGPT based on concerns of students using them to cheat on their schoolwork. In tonight's UnPHILtered, I spoke with the CEO and founder of Atomic Mind, and she argues that there are ways to integrate AI into academics that can enhance a student's learning experience. Hey, Leila, we really appreciate you coming on. So we wanted to have you on because we had a story last night in regards to AI, and we had a professor on that he described the algorithm as preparing tea. Is that something you agree with? And if maybe you can break that down a little bit for us.
All right, preparing tea. So in his mind, it's kind of like, you know, I get what he's saying. It's basically using a tool to accumulate all kinds of information, then steep it in water and make it kind of ready to be consumed.
Yeah.
And I get the analogy, and I think it is somewhat true, but I also think it depends on how you view tea. So I think, you know, you've got cheap tea, you've got expensive tea. I think it's probably the way to make cheap tea. And I think that, you know, what we need to understand about AI and the way these kind of linguistic models work is that it's really good for kind of the bland, the boring, the compilation. So, you know, if you plug something in and you ask it to do something for you, it'll probably give you a pretty substandard summary or review, but it isn't going to give you the uber original, the uber creative. That said, I think in a way, I like AI as a tool because I think it does leave the more creative parts and it leaves the more important work to us humans to do. So I do view it very much as a tool and as something that can facilitate a human being's creativity rather than it kind of replacing anything we can really do.
Again, the professor that we spoke to last night, the researchers over at Purdue, they were talking about using this for farming and in the mechanical world. How can we use this in the classroom, though, in your opinion?
You know, I think in the classroom, a great exercise would really be teaching people about misinformation. I think this is a very interesting time where it's becoming harder and harder to tell what is real and what is fake, hence the term fake news.
Yeah.
And I think it would be, to me, an incredible tool to have a professor say, okay, you know, can you write me a piece of propaganda that gives a reason why members of a certain group should be discriminated against? And you would see how quickly this AI will probably be able to produce something that appears compelling and scary at the same time. And I think that would be a great learning tool for students to say, whoa, I really shouldn't be believing everything I read, because we can generate a lot of falsehoods that are dressed in truth.
You know, I have about a minute left, but how can you alleviate some of the concerns that by using something like ChatGPT, that maybe it might be used for wrong purposes inside the classroom, i.e. cheating?
So, you know, to me, it's very much like, you know, a lot of us use Word and there's predictive text, right? So it might, you know, the program might try to predict what you're going to say or what you should say without any knowledge of context and all of that. So I think for purposes of cheating, in my mind, you know, it depends on your definition of cheating. If I were a teacher or a professor and I gave someone an assignment and they were able to use this ChatGPT technology to produce a starting document that they then went through very carefully and meticulously to produce an A+ paper, I would actually not consider that cheating.
Yeah.
I would consider it cheating if they generate something that is clearly a D- paper with tons of falsehoods that have not been checked. And I think they're going to be really easy to distinguish one from the other.
Well, you should know Atomic Mind is a college coaching and missions coaching company. So Leila, thank you so much for coming on with us. We really appreciate you taking some time.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.